everyone, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Susan Timchak and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I'm here to share with you another fun A to Z technique for our technique book. So this one is a very simple one and anyone can do this. It's just, well, I mean, it might be something that maybe you have not heard of, but it's been around for a long time. I've been a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Since 2000, so it is going to be 19 years for me this June. But this is called a faux suede technique. Now you can find my technique paragraphs over on my blog at stampinsuecreates.blogspot.com, and you'll click under the A to Z technique pages, and I'll be uploading these typed out techniques for you as I go along. So this faux suede technique, I am using all Stampin' Up! Products. I cannot verify whether or not this technique would work on other cardstocks, but I know it works exceptionally well with Stampin' Up! Cardstock. So you're just going to use your bone folder and your thumb, pull the cardstock to break down the fibers of your cardstock, flip the paper as you pull the paper back and forth until the paper layers separate. Carefully pull the layers apart, revealing the soft, fuzzy, suede-like side. And here's a little card that I did with the technique, and I know it's very difficult to see, but this background is nice and fuzzy, and you'll actually be able to make 2 cards from this. And I used the cute this little piggy stamp set. I love the stamp set, so cute. So here's what we're going to do. We'll move that aside. So I have a piece of Early Espresso cardstock, and like I said, you can use any of our colored cardstocks to do this. And I have one of our bone folders. And basically all you're going to do, what you want to do is, like the card states, you want to break up the fibers. So you're going to turn it and twist it and use your bone folder. You can use your fingernail. And this is going to break down all the fibers in the cardstock. So I did one a little bit ahead of time. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. I mean, I'm already feeling this one. Let me just give this a few more swipes here. You do want to be careful because the one I did before that I was practicing with, I mean, you can tear it if you're not too careful. So once you start, okay, here we go. Once you start doing all that, that is going to be able to allow you to separate the cardstock. Now you want to be careful when you're doing this part. It basically will peel apart into 2 layers. So again, I'm not sure if you can see that, but this is the outside, and the inside gives you this fuzzy, fuzzy suede feeling. So like I said, you'll get 2 out of that. And it is going to curl up, so you do want to make sure when you're adhering this to your backing piece. Let me get this going. You do put a lot of adhesive all along the edges, just like so. I'm using Fast Fuse. You can use snail, but again, you want to make sure you use enough because it is going to want to curl up on you. Alright, and there it is. That is your basic technique. So let's just fancy this up a little bit. Now, I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to stamp my little pig there in the corner. And then what I did with my stamp is I actually cut it apart. So if you notice on here, here's the little pig. It has a little saying underneath. I actually took my saying and I cut it off. So maybe sometimes, you know, you don't always want to have the saying on there. So I have a little strip. I always save all of my little strips of pieces of cardstock when I'm doing all of my trimming. And there's our Hugs and Kisses. And then we're just going to trim this up. And we're going to make a little flag. So if you don't have a punch to do a flag, here's how you can do it. You take your paper snips, put a little snip in the center, going as deep as you want to be. Then just snip from both sides, and that will make a perfect flag, just like that. Okay, so we'll have that done. And I took a little bit of this, what are they calling this? I'm upside down here. Oh, here we are. Braided linen thread. And I'm just going to make myself a little bow. As easy as that. There's our little bow. Trim that. And this little thread is, there we go. You can actually separate this a little bit if you choose to do so. If you want to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit, you can do that to your edges. Okay, so now I'm going to pull in my Blushing Bride. I want to squeeze the lid of my ink pad to get a little bit of ink up there in the well. I'm using today a, excuse me, a blender pen to do a little bit of coloring on here. And you basically only need like the top half of him. When I went to color my original one, I kind of was, you know, coloring all of it. And you could see you don't really need to do that. So we're just going to kind of give him a little bit of shading. Not doing anything special here. You know, you can choose to color your little piggy however you want to do. You want to add a little bit more deeper shading to his ears, you can just go back and add a little bit more. And you can see he's not perfect. Make his little snout and his little inside of his ears a little darker. There we go. Good enough. Then I'm going to take a 1 3/4 inch punch. You can use whatever size punch you have. And let me just punch him out like that. And let me bring in my card. I'm going to put some of my snail adhesive on the back of here. Put him up there. And my little flag that I made. Put that down here. And then my little bow. I'm going to use our mini glue dots. And these are actually on the roll. So I'll peel this paper back. And take my bow right to the glue dot. Put that, tuck that right underneath his chin. Close that up. And there you have it. There is your little Hugs and Kisses little pig on your faux suede technique background. And another one for our book. Let me pull in my book here. And you'll want to go back and check out all the other previous videos that I've been doing. A lot of fun things you will learn. How to, I think this opens from the back, the front. There we go. You will learn to give a try. Now this is just a little technique book. When you're making your cards, of course, you can incorporate all these fun techniques into your cards. But this is just a little reference book that you can create for yourself. I'll just use my bone folder to kind of tuck him in there. Little bow there. And it's a great way to, you know, if there's a technique that you gave a try and you might want to be wondering, gee, how did I do that? You'll have this fun book that you created for yourself with all different types of techniques. So that is our technique for right now. Our little fun suede technique and faux suede technique. I love it. I hope you give it a try. If you do, be sure to post over on my Facebook page at Stampin' Suede Creates of what you created with your faux suede technique. I'd love to see what you're creating as well. So I thank you for joining me. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're not currently a subscriber, along with a little notification bell when you'll be notified then when I upload new videos. So have a super Stampin' day, and I'll see you back here again real soon. Bye for now.